Hi, I'm Brenda, and welcome to my porch. And I'm here to talk with Nate Berger today. We're going to do a series of interviews with our core company, and I'm going to ask them questions they've never heard.
Great.
Are you excited about that?
I'm nervous about that.
Are you? I'm not going to ask you anything you get embarrassed about. Well,
that feels really out of character.
Oh my God, I'm so glad that we're doing this. You just missed, we just potted these plants, so if my fingernails look dirty, you just watched us pot these plants.
I did, yeah.
They're beautiful, aren't they? So I'm going to start with you. How long you been with us, Nate? How long you worked with APT?
This would be my 10th season, if we were having a season.
That's right.
Which means that I would get a certificate? Is that what it is?
I think you get a certificate when you...
Okay, that's great. So it's not I don't get a tree or anything.
Not yet.
Okay,
15,
great.
Either of you are 15 for a tree.
Great.
So when we give you the tree, where do you want it placed on the property?
In Marcus's yard.
Well, Marcus Tuschinski, we'll make sure we tell him that. Always make sure we tell him that.
Really obnoxiously.
Like right in front of the door or something.
Yeah.
Nice. You know Marcus for a long time?
It's 10 years.
Just since you came here?
Yeah. I was friends with his brother, with Andy, for a few years before I started working here.
That.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So the younger brother.
Yep. He and Tim Giddings and I did Christmas Carol together.
Where?
At the Goodman in Chicago in 2010.
With Bill?
Yeah.
With Bill Brown?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So just like a year, actually. I only knew Andy for like a year. But anyway.
So I just wanted to know, what is your first memory of APT?
My first memory, my very first memory, I remember you called me and told me that I was going to be an apprentice, and I was like, oh, I have to go away for 5 months. And
Good thinking.
Yeah, no, totally. I was 22, and I was like,
you were a baby, I forgot.
and I went into my roommate's room, and I was like, Pat, I have to go to Wisconsin next month. Can you drive me there? So he drove me up, and Carrie Cannon told me that the keys to my apartment were at the shed. So
the bar in town.
We went to the bar, and I went into the shed, and it was the night of the director's chat.
Oh wow!
And I I just like hung out, and then a billion people flooded into the bar. And I like just hung out with patrons all night that I didn't know, because I didn't know any of the actors either. So like I made friends with John Pirate, and like we hung out all night. And like, yeah, that was my first person that I met in the APT world.
I didn't realize.
And Bernie, because Bernie gave me my keys at the bar.
Bernie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Still know Bernie.
Yeah.
Bernie's still around.
And then Marcus came up to me and was like, "You're Nate Berger?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "You're the new me." And I went, I hate this guy. I hate him. I hate him so much.
And then now you're best friends?
No, I still hate him.
No. When did you know that you wanted to come back to APT? When did you figure out that this might be someplace you would, now you call home, your artistic home, but when did you know, at some point during that summer or later, or when did it kind of strike you?
I don't remember exactly, but it was during that summer. Because it's like, it's an intoxicating place to be, and there's so many great people, and it is a beautiful part of the country. Mm-hmm. And I'm a country mouse, I think.
Yeah, you are.
So I don't know, sometime during that summer, I remember talking to Joe Lulo, who was an apprentice, about it. And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if they're going to have me back. And he's like, they're going to have you back. It's fine. But like, I don't know. I remember that. So I don't remember exactly the moment, but it was during my apprentice season that I was like, I would like to be here more often.
That's cool. Yeah, we're really glad you decided to do that.
Yeah, me too.
You were just weird enough, is what I know. I mean, when you showed up, I know this is that story I tell every time we talk, but when you showed up in sweats for your audition, I was like, I like this dude. This dude's confident in ways he doesn't even understand, which is the first year after you worked here. John Lang's one of our directors, been with us for a really long time. So clearly it didn't reflect badly, this comment on his experience, but he called it walking through fire. He said the first summer at APT, or when you get what this place is, it's like walking through fire. And I know what he means by that, because I've been here for so long, but what do you think he means by that?
The bar is so super high for the quality of work I think that like at least the first 2 months, the first half, the first rep that I was here, I was like, oh crap, I have no idea what I'm doing. These people have such a clear vocabulary with each other about how to make the work better. And they have really good instincts, and you feel unprepared even when you're prepared. Is kind of what it feels like to me. It was just like I just got my bell rung for the first 6 weeks.
And I can see that look on people's faces.
Yeah,
usually.
yeah. But it's, it's hard work with kindness. So it doesn't feel. It feels like a challenge and not like, I don't know, like a punishment or anything.
But you kind of have to be up for it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what he means. Don't you think that's what he means?
I do. I think he's like super prepared or super confident guy, and he got here and he was like, oh, I think that's what it is. Like, oh, this is what we're doing. Like they're all interested in it being great, not just my responsibility to make it great. Like that was a real, I think that was really clear for him.
Yeah, Jim Ridge said to me one time, sorry,
that's
but
okay.
He was like, I was like, oh, right, that's what the aesthetic is here. But this was like last year. I'm figuring out. But he was like, yeah, I don't want to kind of do a role. I don't ever want to kind of do it. Yeah. Like, and it was like 4 years ago, because it was when I was playing the Duke of Ephesus. And I was like, whatever. Yeah. I'm in it for 2 seconds.
I know.
And he was like, yeah, I never want to kind of do something. And he was playing Dr. Pinch, and I was like, crap, I'm only kind of doing this.
Oh, that's right. I mean, that's right when it hits you, though.
Yeah. You're like, you can't just, sometimes you have a show where you have a much lighter load in the season. Right. And if you're treating it like a lighter load, then it comes off like a lighter load. Yeah,
because when you are out there playing a lead, you want those guys to step in.
Totally.
At 100%, right? So it kind of does create a web of support that you can't. If you are a loose pin, it kind of shows up.
Totally.
What have you been most proud of in your work here at APT?
I feel like I'm still learning, and I think that's really important. I feel like while it is like a place where I feel comfortable and I feel open, I don't feel like I've stopped trying to build. And I think that's like part of our social contract, right? Like we hold each other to that standard of we're going to get better together, and we're going to make sure that you get better and that you make sure I get better.
Right. Like kind of on and off stage a little bit. I think.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, totally.
The ecosystem.
So I think that's the thing I'm most proud of, is that I feel like at least yet I haven't stopped trying to learn and to figure it out in a better way, and to refine my process, and to abandon my process, and to adjust my process to where I am. In terms of roles, I'll always love doing Mercutio with Jimmy and Chris Sheard and Jeb.
That was a good band. That band
was the best. That was my summer of Jeb. And
Jim for us.
Yeah. We played Claudio and Don Pedro, Mercutio and Benvolio, and James Joyce and Bennett in Travesties.
Right.
But we shared a dressing room, and we had like the same amount of time off in that show. So we just were together constantly.
Good thing you liked each other.
Yeah, totally. And then I loved doing Torvald last year, actually, which I didn't expect to.
Right. You were brilliant in that.
Thank you.
But the mutton chops were really glad to see them go. I'm going to talk for everybody. I'm going to speak for everybody.
My wife liked them.
That's awesome.
She's the only person.
It's so beneficial to you. That was the person that was.
I hated them, so I was like, why did I agree to do this?
Most of men I know are like, he has more hair on this side of his face than I do on my entire head. That's what it was just so much hair. Anyway, what do you wish you could do again, like have another shot at? Or what do you wish you could do over, even on or off stage?
My 20s. Not like in just like do it better. Although, I don't know. I'm where I am now, so I feel okay about it. I made a lot of mistakes.
My 20s.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think I would probably like to do the Duke of Ephesus over again because I only kind of did it.
That's right. You'll probably get another chance at
I'm sure I will.
how many years before we get back to that one?
Yeah.
I know. It's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot to look forward to.
That's a perennial classic, though.
It is a perennial classic.
That's one that comes up
pretty often.
Yeah.
Well, we tend to like that play. I mean this. I want you to really think about this. I mean, it can be really funny.
I haven't thought about any of the other ones.
Shut up. I just mean that, I just mean, think about it for a second. Like, how is APT? This is the question I really want to ask. How has APT changed you?
I think it's done two things that are sort of contradictory and complementary in a weird way. It's made me a lot more confident, and it's made me a much better listener. I feel like I'm good enough most of the time because this place gave me a home and a platform and trusted me. And then I think it also made me realize that I am never the smartest person in the room.
You're pretty smart.
Yeah. Yeah, but I never am. I'm never the smartest person in the room. Mm-hmm. And like that is never clearer to me than in any room here. Like if it's a rehearsal room or in the administrative office at APT, I'm always like, oh, I need to listen to that person better because they're going to teach me how to navigate my life and work in a more effective way.
I have watched you grow up. It's been one of the great benefits of my life. Like literally, it's been one of the great joys of my life to watch you grow up on stage and off, Nate. You just have turned into such a leader without leader like written on your forehead, which that would look bad anyway if we did that.
Should do it.
What do you wish for APT's future?
More opportunities for more people. Mm-hmm. And I do mean like equity and inclusion, but I also just mean like more people. Like we keep expanding the acting company. Mm-hmm. And this year might be a step back a little bit, but like it's going to be the biggest ever. We're going to have 44 actors. Yeah, but we're expanding the acting company all the time, and like that's great just because I love for more people to experience our community.
And what's that?
Spring Green and APT. I mean, and I love for Spring Green to experience APT too. Yeah. I think like it's a really great mutualistic relationship of, I don't know, there's a lot of people that at APT that are very weird. Yeah. And there's a lot of people in Spring Green that are just people that are like, yeah. They're like, we're surrounded by weirdos. Yeah, I don't know how this happened. Right. But I think we're both better for that. So I want APT to be more of a presence for more people outside of Southwest Wisconsin. That's too. Nice. Yeah. So I think it's great. So, okay, that's lovely. I want that too. So what's your favorite word? This homage to Lipton. What's your the guy who does the acting studio interviews. He always asks, what's your favorite word? But he usually asks it like this. What's your favorite word? I don't know. We're all about words today. No, I know. I think I use genuine a lot, and I think that's a good word. That's a good word. That's you, too. I would say that's a good word for you, too. Thank you. For the most part. Yeah. Right. What's your least favorite word? No. That's telling. Yeah. I hear you. That makes me sound bratty, but... No.
I hear you. I'm not gonna even ask any more questions about that. I could talk to you all day and do often spend lots of time talking to you.
It's true.
But one thing I want to ask you, because I'm really curious, what is one piece of advice, the one piece of advice you give yourself as a kid?
Stay curious. Stay curious always. And like, read as many things as you can and watch as many things as you can and be open to a bunch of stuff because that's the world.
You want to be a part of it.
Yeah. I also think it's just like a good advice for if you want to be an artist.
Be curious.
You have to know a little bit about a lot of different things because you need doorways into different lives to make your art richer, right?
Right.
And I think that like if you allow yourself the opportunity to like peek in every once in a while different doors that you don't tend to open,
right.
It's really, it enriches your personhood and your artistic life too.
Right. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thanks.
Bye.